I'm not doing this very well, am I? Okay. Hello, so I don't usually look at or talk to people through the camera because I find it incredibly uncomfortable. I'm also embarrassed about my voice, my accent in particular, but I'm giving this a shot anyway, and if I hate it or other people hate it, I'll just delete it. And I'm just going to give you a taster of the song that we're going to try and learn. I'm just going to do the first verse and chorus. All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. The taxi's waiting, blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. So the end game is to have you be able to play this song in its entirety. I only started myself this year, so I'm sticking with some absolute basics that helped me, and hopefully they might even help someone else too. I'm going to break it down into steps from how you hold your fingers for the free chords of the song, to sing along with a single strum, and then implementing a strumming pattern. And I'll begin with the C chord, but my very first bit of advice is to keep your nails on your left hand at least short, because you're going to want to hold the strings down with the tips of your fingers as much as possible. Luckily, I don't like long nails on myself anyway, so that's not like a big sacrifice for me. I should introduce you to my ukulele. This is my favourite ukulele. It is a concert ukulele, which is sometimes called the Goldilocks of ukuleles because it is in between sizes. The normal soprano ukulele is smaller, and then you also have the tenor ukulele, which is bigger, but they're all stringed the same, so whatever chords I show you on this ukulele, you should be able to apply to a soprano or a tenor or a concert. The 4 strings on the ukulele are G, C, E, and A. The C chord is easy because it requires only one finger on the A string, and you want to use your ring finger and place it on the 3rd fret. And the reason why you want to use your ring finger is because it makes it easier to move between chords. So if the song had an A minor, it'd be easy to use then your middle finger, move it up here, which makes it easy to create an F afterwards with your first finger up here. We're not using A minor. What we're doing is we're going from C to F. Which involves your middle finger on the G string and your first finger on the 1st fret of the E string. So 2nd fret of the G string, 1st fret of the E string. And then we have G, which is your first finger on the 2nd fret of the C string, your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and your ring finger on the 3rd fret, on the 3rd fret of the E string. I hope that's correct. Okay, so when it comes to singing along with the song, the first time I teach it, I usually just say, don't worry about the strumming, just try and strum every time it indicates that a particular chord is needed. So instead of what I showed you at the beginning, it's all my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye. If you do that for long enough, you start to get a sense of the rhythm. You're going to start to get bored of it, likely, and you're going to start to want to implement a pattern. And the strumming I always go to is down, down, up, up, down. So it's just down, down, up, down. And my advice would be to just keep doing that over and over again until it starts to feel more natural. And then when you try singing along with the song again, start with single strums, and then if you feel comfortable, try the strumming pattern. If you feel like you can't get between the chords quickly enough, just go for the chords you're comfortable with. So say all you know how to play at the moment are C and F and you can't get to G. That's fine, just keep going through the song, miss out the chords that you can't do. Once you become more used to, you're more on autopilot with the chords that you do know, you'll start to feel more comfortable with adding in the chords that you don't. So for example, let's say I can't do the G chord, I would just go, all my bags are packed, I'm ready to go, I'm standing here outside your door, I hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn, the taxi's waiting, blowing his horn, already I'm so lonesome I could die. And the important part is just not to keep stopping yourself every time you get something wrong. If you get something wrong, just keep going if you can. I'm sorry, I'm doing a terrible job of looking in the camera. It's just incredibly uncomfortable for me. The other piece of advice is just with a more difficult chord, so C is easy. I used to find F hard for whatever reason, and my tactic was just you can kill two birds with one stone by practicing your strumming pattern and holding your finger on the chord that you find hard, fingers, and practicing moving between chords. And then that way you're practicing chords, you're practicing moving between chords, and you're practicing strumming. And yeah, that's what's worked for me. So hopefully this was useful. I can't think of anything else I usually cover, so unless you have any specific questions that you think who is also essentially a beginner, might be able to answer, feel free to let me know. I forgot two things. One is another way to practice strumming and going between chords is to play the actual song in the background and just try and go along with it. Every time you miss a chord, you can't get to a chord in time, that's fine, miss it out and just go to the next chord that you know that you can do. So the same principle applies, I find that when I'm struggling with a song that really helps. The other thing I forgot is to play the song. All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go, standing here outside your door, I hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn, the taxi's waiting, blowing his horn, already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me and smile for me, tell me that you'll wait for me, hold me like you'll never let me go, 'cause I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. tell you now, they don't mean a thing. Every place I go, I think of you. Every song I sing for you. When I come back, I'll wear your wedding ring. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. So now the time has come to leave you. One more time, let me kiss you. Close your eyes, I'll be on my way. Dream about the days to come when I won't have to leave alone. About the times I won't have to stay. Oh, kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. And that's it. I should probably look into